Hi everyone, welcome you all. Today we are going to learn how to export our data frame into CSV files. So let us get started. So first of all, we are going to import our pandas as PD. Then we are going to create a data frame. For this, we will be creating name is equals to, let's say, sum of the name Rohit, Amit, Yash, and let's say Aman. Okay, so these are the four names, and let us have a class for them. CLS is equals to some classes, and then we will be 12, 11, 10, 11. Okay, so this will be fine for me. Now let's have marks. Mark is equals to, let's say, 100, 100, let's say 200, comma, let's say 400. These are the just imaginary figures, so we don't have to worry about it. Let's create a dictionary so that we can create our dictionary. Okay, so for here we are going to write name colon name, then we have a class, let's say class is equals to CLS, and then last we have marks is equals to or MARK. Okay, let us create a data frame from here now. So df1 is equals to, let's say, pd dot data frame. Let us pass our dictionary dict1 and let's print this data frame. Now you can see my data frame is created. Let us export it to our CSV. This is really very easy. Now what we need to do is we just have to specify df1 dot to underscore CSV method. Then I have to specify a file name along with the path. So I'm going to specify a path D drive and demo folder, and here I will be passing a new data frame called, let's say, df1 cs dot csv. Okay, now let us try to execute this. Obviously this will execute it, and hopefully it will create my file in D drive. Okay, so let us open my D drive. Here you can see we have a demo folder. Here you can see, and let us search for our file called df1. Okay, so here is my file df1.csv. now let us see whether it contains mentioned data or not. Okay, now you can see my data is created. Now notice one more thing. When we have created a data frame, here is a comma already situated. Now you can see 0 1 2 3. Now what this 0 1 2 3, actually this is a index. Okay, so now I don't want this index. Okay, by default if I write simple 2 underscore CSV, it will write a index, but I don't want this behavior. I don't want index. I want only data to be written, right? To achieve this, what I need to specify is I am going to copy this one and pass one more parameter called index is equals to false. Okay, let us try to execute this and see the result. Okay, so let's close it and reopen it. Right click on it and click on edit. Now you can see my index values are gone, and by default we are writing a header files, right? And if I don't want this, then I have another parameter which can be used. So let me copy this one and specify another parameter called header is equals to false. Now if I try to execute this and see the result, let's right click on it and edit. Now you can see my header is also gone. So if you want only data and you don't want header, you can specify header is equals to false. By default its value is true, and by default the value of index parameter is also true, right? Now let us focus on my delimiters. Now here we are using comma as a delimiter. Now I don't want this. Instead of this I want semicolon to be my delimiter. So how I can achieve this? allow me to copy this piece of a code, and now you can specify separator is equals to semicolon. Okay, if you try to execute this piece of a code and see the result, okay, now you can see in notepad, you can see my delimiter is now changed. Okay, now here what we are going to do, we are going to try to read it back. So we already have created a data frame, now we want to read it back. So what we need to do is df2 is equals to pd dot read underscore csv. okay, I need to specify the path of my file, and that is this path. So I'm going to specify this and try to execute. Okay, let's print this df2. Now you can see my data frame is here, but Panda is not able to segregate values. Now what we need to do is we need to specify the separator is equals to semicolon. Okay, now if you try to execute it, now we have data frame and the values are separated. So here you can see how to specify customized separator and how to read customized separator back from CSV. Okay, so in most of the cases we are using a comma, right, and comma is default separator, so you don't have to worry about it, but you should know if some file contains different separators, how to handle that thing. Okay, one more thing, what if I want to write only some of the columns or few columns from the data frame? I don't want to write complete data frame, I just want to write 2 or 3 columns. So how we can do it is, obviously we are going to copy this piece of a code and specify columns is equals to a list of our columns, right? For example, name is first, and then I'm going to specify marks. Notice my values are case sensitive, or my column name are case sensitive. Let us try to execute this piece of a code and see the result. Now let us right click on it and see whether my data frame is correctly written. Now you can see I have only 2 columns that are written to my CSV files, and I have achieved my target. Okay, wonderful, isn't it? You just have to specify list of columns. Now one more thing, for example, you can see my name is written in a small case, class is also written in a small case, and marks is in a capitalized form or in title case. What I want to do is I want to give different name to my columns in CSV, or I want to write all the header in a capitals. Okay, how we can do it? Okay, see, this command will write a data frame to CSV, and then I'm going to specify a parameter header is equals to, and now I'm going to specify list of headers. Okay, so here is my first name, class, and then I can specify my last one, that is marks, and let's change it to capital name. Okay, now let us check this whether it is written to my CSV or not. Just click on your edit, and now you can see my data frame header are written in capital, or I have changed the columns in my CSV files. Now you can see comma is there because I haven't specified index is equals to false. If I specify index is equals to false, then index is equals to false, then my file will be perfectly written. In most of the cases we are using separator. Let us check it out whether my file is created perfectly or not. Search for df1. Okay, we have df1 here. Right click on it and click on edit. Now you can see my file is created. Okay, so this is really very easy to read and write CSV files from data frame. Okay, hope you have learned reading and writing CSV files, and this also concludes our chapter. So at the end, thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.